So this is lesson 5.2, angles in quadrilaterals. So there are two main things that we should know about these angles. So the sum of the interior angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. And the same thing is true for exterior angles. So these are formulas that can represent this. So again, if we add all the interior angles, it adds up to 360. And if we add up all the exterior angles, they also add up to 360. And here's just a diagram showing this relation. So let's move on to some examples. So in this diagram right here, we have all the exterior angles shown, and this right here is unknown. So we know this angle right here, B. We can find it by using these relations. So since we know that it must add up to 360, this must be true. So 99 plus 48 plus 85 plus B must be equal to 360. Now simplifying that, we get to 32 degrees. We can bring it to the other side. And we get 128 degrees for B. Example number 2. So similar idea, but now we're dealing with the interior angle. So this time I'll write it like this, so I know that the total is 360. I'm subtracting 95 from it, 57, 93. That's what I know my A is. So putting that into a calculator, 360 minus 95 minus 57 minus 93, and we get 115 degrees. Now a special type of quadrilateral is called the parallelogram. So in this shape, we have additional things that we know. So again, in a parallelogram, there are two sets of parallel lines. So this right here is parallel to this line, and this line to this opposite line right there. So the additional things we know is that opposite angles are equal. So this A right here is equal to this A right here, and this B is equal to that B right there. We also know that adjacent angles are supplementary. So adjacent angles are angles next to each other. So for example, this A right here and this B right here. And supplementary simply means that it adds up to 180 degrees. So this A plus B would be equal to 180 degrees. Same is true for this B and this A, and that A and this B. Or this A and this B. They're all adjacent angles to each other. So just some vocabulary to keep in mind. Adjacent means adjoining or next to. Supplementary means it adds to 180 degrees. And transversal is a line intersecting two or more lines. So, if, for example, in the previous lesson we saw two parallel lines, and the transversal was the line crossing both of them. So this line right here will be called the transversal. And these are some practice questions to go along with this lesson.